What's going on, and welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast, a podcast for all things cars, racing games, motorsports, and more. Josh, me, and you in a demo derby 1v1. You get any car of your choice. I get, and you don't know what car I'm gonna pick. And what car are you? In fact, I'll in my head right now. I will.
What are the rules?
Okay, we'll go sub 50k. We'll go as off the market. So not adjusted for demo derby. We're going as off the market. Sub 50k. Can be resold. As in is bought from resale. Has to be that's the rule. 1v1, but you don't know what I'm picking, and I don't actually know what cars are sub 50k, so let me think for a second. Hang on. I need to actually think, but you don't get to know what car I'm picking.
Do I get to spend my excess budget on armor?
I'm not sure. Hang on. Okay. We'll say no. Just the cars the cars go raw. You buy a car sub 50k, and that car is going head to head. Is this car that I'm thinking of cheap? No, it wouldn't be, would it? Because it would go hard. But I would change it to sub 100k. Oh no, never mind. That is Well, I can tell you my car isn't a Hummer EV, so it's
Why would that be?
I don't know.
Anywhere near cheap.
Okay, yeah, it's not cheap, damn it. Okay, if I had unlimited budget, that's what I would have gone with. It's big, it's heavy because of the battery, it has trademark crab walk, right?
Does it have to be a car?
I mean, I guess not necessarily. Well, I mean, as in what way are you talking? It's got to have 4 wheels, I guess.
Yeah, you could buy a ratty Scania from the scrapyard, just roam around on a lorry and have some decimate everyone.
I guess so, but yeah, no, that's a fair
I mean,
point.
there's not much is winning against that.
All right, not like a lorry. We're talking like a regular on the road. I know lorries are on the road. I'm talking like SUVs, hatchbacks, sedans, and neither of us gets that. We're just looking for them right now.
If this is below 50 grand.
That's the big issue. I don't really know many big ugly cars under 50k.
Oh, I've got a choice.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got plenty of budget to spare.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna go with. Okay. Wait, I need to know what price this thing is. Right. Have you got your car locked in?
Locked.
My car that I'm going with is a fresh off the lot, so pristine condition, for 34,000. A BMW X1 is the car I'm going with. That. Look, it's.
Those aren't all-wheel drive, are they?
They must be. There's no way it wouldn't be. Have I actually done myself in? And it's.
I'm assuming the base one isn't. There's no way.
So compact SUV that offers a dynamic engine. I'm sure it would be. Why wouldn't it be?
There we go. I'll go on Auto Trader. See what Auto Trader tells me.
Okay. Even if it isn't, I think that's just me being slick. That's me being quick and fast.
Well, the ones under 50 grand are front wheel drive.
Front wheel? I didn't know it was front wheel. I thought it would be rear wheel.
It's a cheap BMW. What do you expect?
Oh, well, and look, I just searched, like, big SUVs, and it was on the list. Should have gone with a Range Rover, damn it. What is your car of choice?
I would have gone for...
Yes.
Sort of one of the earlier G-Wagons, because those are pennies.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
All-wheel drive, big power, basically made of depleted uranium.
Surely my thing's quicker, though. Surely my thing has more speed. It's newer.
Makes like 180 horsepower.
How much would an older G-Wagon make?
Like 300.
Oh, well, I would wager to say that I stand no chance. No. Well, actually, I mean, to be fair, a G-Wagon is pretty... I, for no specific reason, think it's pretty fragile, actually. I'm fairly certain they're real fragile. I think especially the old ones. Come on now. You get one dink in that front, it's over for you. Thin doors as well.
All-wheel drive.
That's... yeah. Well, think about it this way. Front-wheel drive, life hack, right? Because
Yeah, but you get the benefit of both.
Yeah, I get more control. Or,
On dirt?
No, okay, yeah, no, that's a fair point. Okay, well, all we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to put these
You could
cars...
change your car, I don't know, if you really want.
We're going for a Range Rover instead. I'm going a Range Rover. That's what I'm doing. But I think I can't think of much that would topple a...
Your front-wheel drive. Just a heads
They would
up.
be front-wheel drive as well.
Yeah.
Why are people making all these things front-wheel drive? What about
Cheap.
the...
Cheap. Anything low spec is front-wheel drive from these, because money.
Alright, what if we went unlimited budget? Because I'm thinking Hummer EV. But see, the thing is, Hummer make those like 50,000...
I'd get one of those stupid insurgent looking things.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Yeah, I guess so. But yes, this question stems from the fact that me and you went to a Demolition Derby not too long ago, 2 days ago, in fact.
2 days.
We went to a Demolition Derby, the first of this that I've ever been to, and it was rather nuts. There was a couple other races going on there. We went there for something else, actually. We went there for, like, what?
Brisker F1.
Yeah, which is, I guess, how would you describe Brisker F1?
Brisker is the British Stock Car Association, and then F1 is like the top tier of the group. So it's like a specifically built for oval racing. Essentially armored big go-karts with V8s in them.
Yeah, and they've got the spoilers that are at an angle because it's specifically made for one turn, basically. Like, I know NASCAR have specific turn-based aero done to them, but this is nuts. I'll put it up on screen.
Napa weren't doing too well on screen. You got the Napa car at the minute. Yeah, he weren't doing too well, huh?
They're like these little cheese wedge go-karts with massive spoilers on them. We saw those. Loud as hell. Very sick. But those just kind of go around. There was a pretty bad crash with one of them. Because one guy in one of those races was ramming. Like, you'd see him go into every turn right into the back of someone. Yeah, it's allowed in this, I guess. But, God, I mean, some sportsmanship. Come on. But, yeah, that. And then there was, like, a smaller version of this, which we also watched.
F2.
Yeah. But then the best thing that I think we watched there was the Back to Basics demo racing, which was... It's... what even is Back to Basics racing?
It's essentially demo derby cars, but the most basic form. It's fuel cell, roll bar. There's not really many rules. It's just kind of you try and win.
So they're not like spec'd for demo derby. They're just cars that are the windscreens are removed, the front bumper's removed, and then they're just picked up from like a scrap yard for probably less than $1,000, I assume. And then just chucked onto this track where they go round, and it's a race, so it's not like last man standing, but that one was a lot of fun.
The prize is randomized, which I find kind of funny, because I had to read on the website what you asked when we were there what the prize was. They get to randomly select from 3 envelopes. One's got £100 in it. Yeah. One's got 300, one's got 500.
I'll see where you pick up that £100 one. That's just gonna be terrible because you know you've lost. So you get 400. A trophy. Yeah, a trophy that they laser cut, right? And they just laser cut a trophy out of some clear acrylic or whatever, and called it a trophy. But that was a lot of fun. It was freezing though, unfortunately. But
miserable weather.
Yeah, it was at like a big. Where even was it? Somewhere in in
Northampton.
Gayhurst. Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the county of... Is Northampton a county? My knowledge is being tested.
Who knows?
Somewhere near there.
Yeah, but it was right near Gayhurst. And that was good. And then the day after, which is yesterday for us, the reason this podcast is delayed, which, by the way, welcome back to the podcast. Head down there, subscribe, leave a like on the podcast. Share the podcast to your mates and whatnot, as that's the only way a podcast really grows. We've got some big changes finally upcoming because some big decisions have been made for the podcast. And all I'll say is that it might not be the Stick Drift podcast for much longer.
What?
It might be getting a rename. But yeah, so welcome back. All things car culture, racing games, and motorsport. Speaking of that, we went to a car meet at the British Motor Museum, which was in Gaydon. So we went from Gayhurst on Saturday to Gaydon on Sunday. A gay old weekend, I suppose. That was good. It was in the British Motor Museum, which, like, inside of it is fine. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess.
It is a museum with British cars in it.
They've got some cool stuff in there, yeah. It's just they got a bunch of knickknacks in there, like a bunch of like little mini games you can do, like a gear and
I suppose it's for kids, isn't it? It's like, I don't know.
Looking into a screen and you just look at car crash videos.
See a Range Rover get obliterated.
But yeah, so that's why the podcast was late this week. We had a bunch of fun, but we're back to bring you all this week's car news and car entertainment stories with a few quick stories that we'll go into soon, but the two big stories, a few big stories. Well, Lotus is making a decision that we have, like, hot off the tail of criticizing a different company for making that decision, and it's
even worse for Lotus. It's even worse for them.
And even the company we criticize, they've gone back on that decision to a worse one, but they've gone back on that decision. But
Jaguar didn't go back on it as per se.
Okay.
They're focusing on
they're going more specific.
The Bentayga.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that and then well, it's still really funny that Lotus won best, or what was on the list for best car brand of the year in the first Stick Drift Awards, and the second Stick Drift Awards were in worst car brand.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be around much longer if they keep up with this, right? So,
well, I suppose I'll have to play devil's advocate. We also have a TikToker, a content creator, crashing a very expensive McLaren. In the most weird and odd and strange set of circumstances and set of being a nutter that I've ever seen, and just being such a degenerate. But we also have some good words from Mr. Renault. Renault, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, they're making their way up for best car brand of the year. That's what they're fighting for at the moment. But let's begin with the quick news section. We have a few stories that we we can rattle off a few. The new Suzuki Swift has made it to market.
I hate the front of the new Swift.
It's got that like new Fiesta front.
It's gone like catfish style. It's so odd looking. Like the mouth has been drawn out from the front of the bumper.
Well, do you get what I'm saying? It looks like the new Fiesta, the newer Fiesta before that got cancelled.
The new Fiesta.
I guess, yeah. No, the newer Fiesta. It's got that same kind of like,
the newer Fiesta looks a lot better than this.
Oh, sure, but
they've clearly just kept the exact same underneath and gone, we need to make the bonnet higher for regs.
Yeah.
We need to make the front longer for regs. And gone, that looks alright.
So what, did you put this one in here specifically because it looks bad?
Oh, it's just a new car, isn't it?
Oh, I suppose. It's also...
It weighs less than a ton, so...
Under 20k as well, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pick up a Suzuki Swift, I guess.
I don't know. If you could face off with the old one, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. The Ferrari caught spotted while spotted in the testing livery.
I hope they don't release this.
Ferrari's next V12 power car hits the road for testing. It looks...
Terrible?
Yeah. It looks like that kind of, F12, A12, that kind of genre.
A lot wider than those. Those are sort of like wide and tall. This is just kind of...
Yeah, it's very flat.
Oh, I know. This looks like a...
It's very flat. It's very front forward. It's like an AMG GT kind of thing. where it's got the long front. It's got the rest of it. I guess we'll see eventually.
What's that? No one gonna give me the name of this car. I know what it looks like.
You're gonna have to tell me the name of the car because I don't know what car you're talking about.
It looks like the. It's off my screen. There we go.
He's got it. It's coming to him.
The 612.
The 612. What is that a Ferrari?
No, just a Ferrari that I'm comparing this Ferrari to.
Ferrari 612. I have no idea what that is.
It might be a specific version. It's the really long Grand Tourer thing.
Yeah, you know what?
Horrible car.
I do see that a little bit. It does look like
it's like a modern version.
Yeah, it's like a modern version of the 612. And hey, maybe that's what it's supposed to be.
Look how ugly the 612 is, though. Actually horrendous.
Absolutely. To think Ferrari have any stature but made cars that look like this.
It looks like it had the old Fiat, the old 124s with the bubbly bug eyes.
Disgusting. But Ferrari made that. Italian. They
Thermal on the front is horrendous, and at the rear.
But then we have this thing right here, which I guess is going to be what Ferrari's brand new V12. Next V12 powered car hits the road. Have they been doing V12? Did Ferrari do that?
Yeah, that is something they're known for. The Mazda CX-3 clone has a V12.
So this is nothing like out of the ordinary, cool or anything. It's just a Ferrari.
This is just like a Roma, but uglier.
Sure, I guess. Well, it's testing, so I guess we'll see it revealed rather soon.
An AMG GT, but flat.
See, that's what I said. I said it's like the AMG GT. Then we have, speaking of the AMG, the AMG GT.
No way.
It's the Ferrari. No way. AMG has unveiled the entry-level version of the GT 43, which gets a 416 horsepower four-cylinder engine. That means it's
slower than the normal one.
Oh.
Costs way too much money. No one's going to buy it.
Oh, well.
You know the Mercedes AMG hatch that is like everywhere?
Yeah.
A plague on society. That's the engine out of that.
Oh, okay. But you say no one's going to buy this. I assume it's the cheapest AMG. If it's entry level, I assume it's the cheapest AMG GT.
Over 100 grand.
Sure, but it's the cheapest AMG GT, right?
Yeah, but it's over 100 grand.
People like the AMG GT.
They like the AMG GT because it's the V8. It's like quintessential V8 Grand Tourer.
Is that a thing? I didn't... You know what? Well, I beg to differ. I think people are going to buy this. I think it's going to sell like hotcakes.
First Mercedes to sell 0 cars.
Yeah. Then we have the... for £18,000, the new MG3 is the cheapest full hybrid on sale today.
They just made a Fiesta. Like, they were like, people like the Fiesta and us getting cancelled. We'll make a Fiesta.
Unfortunately, this thing is rather ugly. It has that sort of...
You haven't seen the old MG3, have you?
I suppose, but...
it's not much better.
It has this, like, waspy type design that they keep doing. This real sharp bug-like design that they keep putting on their cars. And this is one of those that has that. There's like, there's what's that one that they set in like a bright orange? Because that one I see everywhere. Well, there you go. There's one of them that I see everywhere.
The 4, the old 3, you could all get bright orange.
It might be the 4 because there was a taxi.
The 4 is the big, sort of crossover size thing.
I got in a taxi once and it was a bright orange one with this kind of front and it was disgusting, is what it was. You know what? If people can get past its looks, I guess it would sell. It's like a Fiesta, right? It's cheap.
The old ones are everywhere.
Yeah. Well, exactly. See, good. So it's gonna sell. But speaking of hatchbacks and speaking of good, driving around every day in an electric vehicle weighing 2.5 tons is clearly an environmental nonsense, says some journalist. Some angry car fan, someone on Twitter. No, the CEO of Renault
It shows 2.5 because they make a 2.4 ton car. By the way.
Is that?
And yeah.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Well,
it's not a random number he picks out of nowhere. Any car heavier than our heaviest is bad.
Well, he also got a lot of based Renault CEO for this because everyone's like, yeah, you tell him, but that does put a sour taste on this whole article from the guys over at Car Throttle. To find a solution, we should take our inspiration from Japan and its small urban vehicles, or K-cars, which, you know what, Renault have done a phenomenal job with the Renault 5. From the factory to end of life, the environmental impact of a small car is 75% lower. It can be sold at half the price of a mid-range model. We could rapidly reverse the current trend with an array of inexpensive measures: social leasing, free parking spaces, preferential charge prices, yada yada yada. This is good. How are you gonna spoil this for me? Because this sounds only good.
He wants subscription service Citroën.
Oh, that's actually
that's
disgusting.
What he means. That's what he means by this whole thing is, why can't we make Citroën for everywhere and have them subscription based?
Yeah, okay, that does. Wait. So what does that even? Wait. So you're telling
social
me
leasing. He wants to, like, you know, where the Citroën are everywhere and you don't have a car, you just go. Yeah, he wants that.
Oh, so like Renaults. What you as in you pay a subscription and
like a Lime scooters.
Oh, like Lime scooters. I thought it was like you pay a subscription and you get a Citroën. No, you're talking like you get a subscription and you can drive any of the ones scattered around. Kind of ew, but I mean, it's just
It's not gonna be Lime scooter priced.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but it's just a worse version of Lime scooters, is what I'm thinking. It's just like, well, you just get a Lime scooter at that point. Especially in like London, where something like this would actually be done. I could kind of understand it in towns like
armies scattered around in London, left like Lime scooters.
I could understand it. You see one in a lake. Yeah, I could understand it. If it was in a city like, I don't know, Milton Keynes or Oxford, or cities that aren't bustling but are like just not walkable end to end, I could kind of understand that. But for something like London, just use a Lime scooter. What you're paying to sit in traffic? What are you paying to sit in traffic for? You will actively get there quicker.
There'll be EVs so they can use the bus line.
Oh, okay, sure. But how long is that going to go on for, though?
Until everyone uses the bus line.
Right. Like, exactly. When everyone can use the bus lane, no one can. I just think this is such a dumb decision compared to Lime scooters. I guess old people, now that I think about it. Because an old person's not going to hop on a Lime scooter, are they? Right? They're not going to hop on a Boris bike.
Old person in a Citroën is probably just as lethal.
Yes. But I think it works for old people. But I think this is actually an L take then, because that sucks. But the general consensus, pretty good, and they did the Renault 5. Consider this?
Yeah, Renault 4 is an SUV, but we're gonna move past that.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, look, sometimes you gotta do it for the money.
They've made one good vehicle. You can't let that blind you.
Ah, you're right. Well, they also own Alpine and let Alpine run wild. All right. I'm just saying, it's a big.
So like they're not just forcing them to make a rebadged Renault 5.
No, well, look, at least they let them make it kind of cool, almost slightly, until they uncooled it.
It's just a Renault 5 with wheels on, as far as we're aware at the minute.
No, yeah, they
all the coolness has been sucked out of it.
Yeah, they got rid of the center steering as well. God, it would have been so cool to have a modern day center steering hatchback that looks sporty. Oh, boo. But yes, Mr. Renault has almost a good take. That sucks though. I thought Renault were doing good. I thought they would. Well, K cars, right? The issue.
Yeah, but social hire. He wants them like Amis.
Oh yeah, I guess he wants K cars, but I guess would the Ami consider? I
mean, he wants his own Ami. He's jealous to make money off it.
I guess so. So I guess he'll make. I guess we'll see a bunch of Renault Ami. What does Citroen do with the Ollie? Because the Ollie, that fake
Ollie
Hummer.
was a concept.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the Ami, the dinky little thing. How many of them are there in the UK yet? Because wasn't there like 2 when Paul?
Check.
Yeah, when Paul Breach owned one, there was only 2, right? Like someone up north, and then everyone would spot Paul Breach in one.
Why did he have one?
I don't like he had the second ever Citroen Ami in the UK. Like what? Of all people, if you don't know who Paul Breach is, trust me, you don't want to know.
They sell more Amis than A110, so yeah.
Oh god, that's disgusting. Okay, that's well, you know what? Good.
So around 300 and something a year of the base, and then you got like 50 of each of the special editions.
Well, so of Amis.
Yeah.
The special edition Amis.
Well, they done like the Rally Raid one, didn't they? And then you get the like Doorless one and the like Safari one.
You know what? At least they're having fun with the Ami, like the different editions, right? At least they're not just making a car and then polluting everywhere. They're doing like here's a rally version.
How fast they'd appreciate.
Yeah, that would be interesting. We could put it in the segment when the next time comes to catch up with depreciation. But screw Renault. There's something a bit more interesting here, and it's how I'm gonna think of a transition. So hey, consider this: ruining a car.
Or like your channel.
More like what HSTikkyTokky did. Now, if you don't know who HSTikkyTokky is, good. He is a TikToker, famous in the UK mostly, and his first ever claim to fame was that he was the type of UK tourist, walks around topless in Spain, and he, with like, you know, just a bum bag on and I don't know what they call those in America, a fanny pack, but you wear it diagonally, shorts only, a bum bag, and walks around Spain and picks up bare leng things, right? As in he made TikToks. Yeah. He made TikToks on how to pick up naive women in Spain and how to just that things, how to get bare peng tings to come back to your gaff, right? I envy the American listener who's hearing all these terms. But that's how he started.
Some new lingo.
Yeah, so that's how he started. People made fun of him, and that continued on until he started having money somehow, I think. I don't know. There was a scandal where it was like maybe everything he owned was just loaned or whatever, and he also went through a thing being like, yeah, so I would just sort of do the minimum and then go smoke weed all day. So I'm glad we're making the right people famous. He just started having expensive watches and stuff like that. And then I guess, I don't know when and how, but apparently he got a McLaren 720S.
What McLaren? 720S.
Yeah. That sounds like one of the ones they sort of just dish out, but it's got to be a couple 100,000 minimum, right?
I don't think they're that much money.
McLaren 720. Surely they must be. McLaren 7...
Like 120? They're not exclusive, I don't think.
Damn, okay. 720S. I was thinking like 200, 300 minimum. 1,000, that is. From 227.
Yeah, you can 112, 114, 119, 121, 122,
I guess one of those like resold ones, I suppose.
Yeah, he's not buying it brand new.
Oh, that's a fair point. But yeah, he bought a McLaren with the money he made somehow. Like what? Where?
I financed. 100%.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I imagine he put. I mean, what? 120 grand? You need 12 grand down, and then probably do like 1,000 something a month.
Where are these TikTokers?
Out of the realm of possibility for having TikTok ad rev.
Yeah, I guess. TikTok new ad rev is pretty good. Insane that they... Insane. So obviously, like a regular YouTuber, dumbass, TikToker, dumbass buying an expensive car, he did dumb things with it. Now, I swear this is relevant. He, at one point, I think, I don't know this law very well, held a competition where you could compete, and then if you were a virgin, you would come out and he would train you for a day in the ways of being like a girl pulling, bear utes getting G or whatever. And this guy called General G won. And General G came to him, and he was only supposed to stay for like a day or like a week, and he just stuck with him. He just wouldn't leave, and he would just make everything really awkward, and he would never let go of HSTikkyTokky, so he became like his sidekick, basically. And he was in the car during this crash. But the big thing about this is HSTikkyTokky from Dixarto. HSTikkyTokky appears to have crashed his McLaren 720S. Appears to, as if, and finally for the video viewers, this isn't the state of the car. Yeah. And they survived this. I mean,
how is that window not broken?
Yeah, the window's insane. Insane that the window isn't. But this was the crash. I mean, so I guess you didn't see it. Yeah. Go on, describe the crash for the audio listeners.
Someone has you've got the McLaren, and then you've got the front wheels, and then everything in front of the front wheels. Someone has just taken a big old bite out of the, I don't know, 4/5 of the entire front of the car in front of the front wheels, and then just taken a sledgehammer to the door.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
No, there's no footage of this crash, but there is footage afterwards. But that's besides the point. As you can see,
he was doing 100+.
Yeah,
there's no way it wasn't.
As you can see, it appears to have crashed, but it says allegedly fleeing the scene. So, what? He committed a crime? That's what that means, right? He committed a crime and then was running away?
I don't think you could do that much damage to a McLaren without committing a crime.
Oh wait, no, hang on. I think he crashed. And then that's the scene he's fleeing. So he... Oh, yes, of course it is. Because there's a video. I need to find it. This video right here of General G. Now, they survived, obviously. He just ran away. And this sidekick of his, that's him on the floor there. It's going to play for the audio listeners as well.
Fucking hell. HS has fucking walked off. Left his McLaren and walked off. Fucking hell. Hey, General, you good?
I feel something cracked.
Are you alright?
No, I think.
Aye, that's not trust.
Got the Gucci shirt on.
Yeah.
Fuck. General, fucking hell.
he just walked away. He ran away while his friend sidekick over here is just on the floor outside of the car that's crashed.
The insurance company that insured him on this car are going to want any minuscule of evidence to not pay out on this.
Yeah.
I think this video alone is enough to not bother paying out on this.
What, the fact that he ditched the car?
Well, he ran,
yeah. I mean, there's the video, so you can listen to the state of this. Right before this crash as well, there's a video of him talking about General G talking about how his girlfriend hasn't even given him a hand job yet, and HSTikkyTokky needs to put her in line and tell her that she's taking bare L's. They're gonna have to L her off if she doesn't. These are weird as hell, odd human beings.
How would you do that much damage to a car?
It's insane. And
it's not the fact that it's crunched in, like he's hit something.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's ripped
off. Evaporated.
Yeah. It's like he ran into like a comically large knife. Like what?
He span, I imagine, because there's damage on the right door as well,
yeah.
And both the front wheel was cambered inwards, the rear wheel was cambered outwards. So it's yeah.
So one door is open, so they clearly both got out that side. Which how? That means that the passenger side, General G, flops out of the car, and HS comes out the same side.
His door might have closed again. They might have opened it and then just slammed it.
True, he might have. But I love that the implication with just the passenger side being open is that, yeah, General G flops out, and then he has to step over him to then run away.
The front crash structure's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
There'll be an aluminium 2 bars that kind of like a T across the front that's aluminium to absorb crash impacts.
Yeah.
It's gone. Like you see the little grey thing sticking out that looks like it's been smashed in like a bit of paper. That's part of the front crash structure. There's meant to be a metal bar that goes across the front of it.
I guess that's what saved him. I guess that's what has kept him alive. But there is a thing here. There's a claim here, which I'm curious on your reaction to, that this was a publicity stunt. That he's done this as a publicity stunt.
Can you afford to?
That's the thing. It's like...
Because insurance aren't going to pay out.
Yeah, if it was a publicity stunt, he surely would have had to have bought it outright.
One big gamble.
Yeah. Like, sure, I mean, I guess we're talking about it, so he's won here, you know? But to... Okay, no, the thing is... it's not only a gamble of, like, the will it work, will it actually get publicity, it's that will I die? Will I die crashing this car like this? Will I crash it in this way, in a way that this happens to the car, where the full front right chunk of it and front of it is gone? Will doing that crash kill me for a publicity stunt?
I need a recreation of how this crashed, because I genuinely don't understand how... Like, the entire front's gone, but the wheel liner and the front right wheel are still there.
Yeah.
How?
So no video of this has come out yet, but I guess I do hope anyone involved in this crash, including not just the two stinky TikTokers inside, I hope everyone is alive, especially whoever he collided with. I hope it was a barrier, but if it was a different car, which there's not another car in the video, I do hope everyone there is safe. And God, what a... So the thing is, even if everyone's safe, someone could have died. Like, what a terrible person this HSTikkyTokky. And these are the kind of people that get a McLaren 720s in this world.
We ain't got any more.
You know what? You are right.
And I think he's gonna have a hard time getting insured on one after this.
Yeah, so surely he just... How does the insurance... So say you crash a McLaren 720s. What is the insurance process for, and want to buy a new car eventually? What is the insurance
Probably fire
process?
a hit squad to your house or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd come out and look at it and be like, I don't think they need to in this case.
Sure.
They'd be like, is it totaled, yes or no? Yes.
So do you reckon this one's a write-off?
Do I think this one's a write-off? Are we looking at the same car? The door alone is probably a write-off on a car like this.
Yeah. How much do you reckon he was paying? How old is HSTikkyTokky? Let's see.
He looks 25 to 27.
He is 22.
My bad.
He's 1 year older than us, and he's bought and crashed.
He doesn't look it.
No,
he doesn't
no,
look
he
it
does not. He's 1 year older than us, and he has bought and crashed, totaled a McLaren 720s. Insane. And also insane that he is only a year older than us. Like, what?
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah.
I don't think it's like... Was he insured in the first place?
Oh, well, surely. I mean, I think he had to have done videos on it previously, so I assume people would have caught up with him if he wasn't. It might have been insured on someone else's name, I guess. I don't know what rich people do with this kind of stuff, right? If you can't get insured on someone else, go on as a second driver or whatever.
Not allowed to do that.
Well, not allowed. These are rich people we're talking about. I
don't think HSTikkyTokky is rich. I think he's financed CEO, final boss. Like,
yeah. Well,
if you could finance a Rolex, I guarantee you all these expensive watches were financed. This was 100% financed.
Yeah. Okay.
He makes TikTok videos for a UK only audience. Like, he's not doing great.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, he's managed to lose a lot of money here, I guess. Because wait, so obviously he's still gonna have to pay this car off, right? Like, the payments aren't just gonna stop because he crashed the car.
Nope.
He's still gonna have to.
Nope.
He's still gonna have to pay McLaren for the car, right? Like, all the way till the end of payments.
Part of the thing in your agreement will be you have to have fully comp insurance. So if you do crash it, the insurance pays them.
Yeah.
But I don't think insurance are going to not want to pay this out because he was doing well above whatever the speed limit was. You need to be a size to figure that one out.
So, hypothetically, say insurance doesn't pay out on this, he's going to have to continue covering the price of this car that he no longer can use and
and if
drive.
he stops paying it, they will essentially
they'll start taking his stuff, right? They'll
take his assets.
Yeah. I reckon we're going to see HSTikkyTokky do a lot more sketchy brand deals in the future, if that's the case. I guess if we don't see him do that, and thankfully we never hear about him again, maybe the insurance paid out. Maybe,
No way.
Well, surely this would have been his fault, right? So, like, in what world is a crash where... assuming one else...
He ran away, so he wasn't exactly doing everything right, was he?
Yeah, he ran away from the scene, so,
He was doing something wrong.
Yeah, I think that is the most incriminating thing to begin with. And if no one else was involved...
Have you seen the car?
Obviously, that's a fair point. If no other car was involved in this crash, then surely there's no way that could be a...
Like, imagine the force it takes to rip aluminium apart.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Nuts.
Like, the front crash bar has been ripped from the legs that come out the frame.
How did they survive the glass not crack and they not goddamn...
The glass not cracking is more impressive than anything else here.
How the car not flip? Like, what? At this point? I think
they probably going too quick.
Yeah,
probably more than likely span, and from the angle of this,
do you reckon
UK,
they might,
so left-hand side of the road,
span,
go around the right corner, span, car looped fully backwards, slammed sideways into a barrier or something, and it just ripped the front of the car off.
Yeah, okay, so
because all the damage appears to be on the right-hand side.
Yeah. That's where the bite has been taken out of the car.
Because it's not like he's hit a car head-on, because it's like just the front of the car is missing, and there's a scrape down the side.
Yeah. But God, the fact he's managed to actually, the fact he's walked away and General G was just like, oh, my chest hurts. Impressive. You know what? This is a commercial for McLaren's car safety. I will say, a brilliant one, in fact. But yeah, absolute nutter. And he now...
I want to see more angles. I want to, if it's got damage on the rear, like span multiple times.
I don't think the video even really shows any of the back.
We do get a rear shot.
Yeah, the rear's fine. In fact, even the back left seems fine. It's the rear is completely fine.
It's all front and right damage.
Oh, and there is other cars, so it might have been a collision with someone else, which is
I mean, they would have closed the road, like, instantly.
Okay, good. God, the state of TikTokers. A interesting breed. But, from that, I believe that is all of the main bits of news. So from that, we can go on to the final sections of the Stick Drift podcast, the gaming and the motorsports sections. But before that, you know what? We'll talk about doesn't have a name yet, but we'll talk about what people thought of last episode's topics. Last week we covered a multitude of things, that being the nonsense news, including the Xiaomi car, the VW ID cars, the new Nissan GTR, the Honda Prelude, and the Meta Method, Forza. Motorsports Segment was, I think it was just Max playing. Max was driving around, I guess.
Yeah.
The Prelude, good looking, and you can't tell me otherwise, was from that one tree guy. So look, he's still good. The Prelude, I assume he means the new one. Go on. No, say something.
Wrong.
But...
Oh my God, he's so good. Get out of it.
It's fine. Josh is the absolute/realist podcaster in the sphere. Soon congressmen dressed like pirates will be trying to ban stick drift. It's from PT Racer 921. And you know what? I back it.
I am the realist. I am here.
We're so real that Congress will be coming after us rather soon.
Why does the bonnet line not...
On
Do you see what I mean? The bonnet line on the side, it just kind of goes there, then it goes up before the A-pillar.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, you get a...
Why does that do that?
That probably looks really odd when the bonnet is up, but interesting. Honda Prelude.
I mean, the front of the car is about this much too long, so if they just shifted the thing back, it'd look alright.
And then from Jacob EUP22, the Charger top speed is 203. Now, you did say that the Charger EV was, what, a top speed of like...
We're not talking about the Hellcat Red Eye Chrome Burger edition. We're talking about the EV one. The EV one trash.
I mean, that's the only one we were talking about in the episode, though. There's no way you could confuse. You said...
I hate to say it, but SidWaj viewer.
Well, we're talking about a Stick Drift podcast viewer here, not just a SidWaj viewer.
Are you here?
I happen to be.
Are they not indirectly viewers of SidWaj?
And we all know watching SidWaj content does decrease your IQ.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if they're talking about the EV...
I will double check I'll double check.
Yeah,
just for
double
them.
check just for them. See,
Is it a Challenger or Charger? I forget.
Charger. He said the Charger can do 203 is the claim.
Yeah, official top speed for the top spec of 137. I don't know.
137. Okay, well, I guess
from a massive 670 horsepower, and you're only getting 130 mile an hour.
Well, leave a comment down below of what you thought of any of the topics we talked about today to be debated, I suppose. Well, brought up on the next episode of the Stick
For me to
podcast.
prove wrong.
Yeah. Well, on the gaming segment, one thing I wanted to talk about before I talk about anything else was, did you know from Nick AR12 that it's estimated that China makes up 31% of Forza's player base? Apparently. Which is an insane number. An insane amount. That's what one in three...
Is that a surprise when they had a new Chinese car every week?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but I didn't realize it was 1 in 3. 1 in 3 players on that game are Chinese-based players, right? Which...
Yeah...
Now, I don't say this to be like, oh my god, screw Chinese people. No. But like, I mean, it is a wild stat. But also, it, for me, kind of goes towards the fact where people have been like, hey, what if the next Forza game is set in China? Because, I mean, hey, if they've got 30% of a Chinese player base estimated, and they're adding all these Chinese cars, which is giving them a bunch more cars that are, you know, a bunch more reputation, a bunch more social credit in China, then why not make the next Forza Horizon somewhere close to Japan? It'll have East Asian roots, which people will enjoy, and it will do massive in China. Like, I mean... Yeah. I reckon that it's even more to say that the next game would likely be in China, but it might not be. I don't actually know when do you reckon we get the next announcement for the next Forza or whatever? Because GTA rumored to be delayed. Forza at some point will release, like...
It depends how scuffed the new game engine is, because they had a hard time getting Motorsport out, didn't they?
So are they using the new game engine for the next game? Is that
apparently, yeah. Apparently this was the last Forza on that game engine.
Okay, yeah, so... I guess, hopefully they do that. Hopefully they keep it in the oven for a while, though. But with GTA getting delayed, it's even worse for game companies now. Because it's like... They really have like a full year, 2 years to be like, okay, can we release anything here? Can we release anything? Because...
Yeah, I think they were just going to wait until there's a definitive release date for 5.
Yeah,
And as long as they're before that by a decent amount is not a problem.
Because it's like 6 months either side is useless. Because you get 6 months of people playing and then they're on GTA. Or... You know, even if GTA is only out for like 6 months, it's still gonna be a rough year. The year GTA 6 releases, like the year of after, because getting people off that game is gonna be a difficult task. I might have to force myself into GTA content for that time. But the rest of the gaming space, Motorfest is currently in their second week of the movie-based main stage or whatever.
Is High Ride the name of the season?
I don't think so. It's like this one is like it's a video game week currently in the Crew Motorfest. It's going into a Summit Car next week. Need for Speed is continuing their weekly PvP thing. Don't know what it's on right now, but they updated. And Forza's in their last of the last of this month, and they announced what's coming up next month, but I just didn't see it. I did not. Yeah, I'm fairly sure they did. They posted like all the things upcoming in their next big update or whatever. Forza news. Because they do that like a week before, right? A week before the month. So I'm fairly certain they are doing something. If I had to guess, but I will on the fly figure this out for all of you guys watching. Forza, yeah, oh, it's live now. I guess it's live right now. The Forza live thing or whatever. So I guess we'll figure out for next week what that next week is. But I think that's all that's going on in gaming. There's stuff going on. There's stuff going on in motorsports because there was a race week. And now, for the first time ever, I'm going to ask, and there's going to be a different answer. Who won this race?
It wasn't Verstappen.
What?
I know.
So explain what happened, because all I heard was about that.
His brake essentially decided to stop working and seized on.
Yeah.
So he, just had the brakes on permanently, and then it caught fire and ruined the rear of his car.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, wow. Whoa. And then...
So, it was... Mm-hmm. So it was then Sainz, Leclerc, Norris afterwards.
Oh, wait, so Sainz won?
Yeah.
Yeah!
The one who's not going to have a seat next year.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a fair point. Well, someone will sign him. From this now, someone will sign him. I guarantee
You can say someone's going to sign him.
That's pretty good. That one's actually pretty good. I'm gonna have to give you that one. So yeah, instead, Sainz won, followed by whoever the other Ferrari guy.
Leclerc, Norris.
Yeah, Leclerc and Norris. Norris is McLaren.
He is.
Yeah. Where the hell is the other guy in the best car on the track? Because if Verstappen
Ferrai said we didn't have the pace as a team this weekend.
Ah, yeah. So
Perez came...
So what he means is... Fifth. Oh, God. So what he means is Max's car broke and I drove bad. That's kind of funny. You know what?
He hasn't driven terribly in the other races, so it might have...
Maybe the car was actually bad today, maybe it was bad.
I don't know, yeah. Max didn't fly away from the start like he usually does, so
yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, but instead, that happened as well as... what else? What even was this race? What and where and why and was this race?
Australia.
The
why,
yeah.
I don't know.
Sure, fair. Was there anything else eventful in this race other than the Verstappen?
I mean, Russell... Oh, Sargent's car got nicked off him.
Oh, yeah, that was this race.
Completely forgot about that, yeah.
So what was that? What happened? What?
Williams have a £0 budget is what happened.
Yeah.
They binned the car. Albon binned the car into the exact same corner last year, so, Albon moment.
Yeah.
They gave Albon Sargent's car because they don't have a spare chassis.
Wait, so it was Albon who crashed?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Sargent who crashed, and to punish him, it was Albon crashed, and
Yep. Max Verstappen said that he would have crashed his own car on purpose if that was his team. So.
What? That's kind of funny.
If I can't race, no one can, is what he said.
Yeah. Wait, so you're telling me they would make terrible parents. They would make the worst parents
All of that to
imaginable.
score 0 points as well.
And yeah, everyone was pretty up in arms. Like, look, Sargent's not great as far as I'm aware. Sargent's he's got a bit of a core audience, but he's not beloved, right?
Yeah.
Twitter was angry about this little...
It's the fact Albon did it last year as well. Does it twice, back to back.
Yeah.
Yet they take Sargent's car off him.
So what?
And it's the fact they don't have a spare chassis. They're not going to put a new one in the car. They're going to repair the one that was broken because they don't have one, and they're not going to have one.
Where's the budget for one? Two? What?
I mean, what's it
so
called?
Sargent just didn't race?
No.
So he just... So was it a whole race that he just didn't get to run?
No.
They only ran one car.
He got to watch from pit lane.
So they only had one car racing that race?
Yeah.
So he binned it in the qualifying or whatever?
No, before that, free practice. 1, I think it was. 1 or 2.
What kind of actual shenanigans? What kind of tomfoolery is that? What?
0 budget team is what that is.
I would not want Williams to be my parent. That's all I'm saying. What a terrible, terrible way of going about that.
I mean, no one would have liked it either way. Either Alex has forced to sit and everyone cries, oh, well, Alex would have got us points, Alex would have got us points.
Sure.
Or they give Albon Sargent's car, everyone's like, oh, you can't take his car off, he didn't crash. It's a lose-lose situation.
I wonder what Sargent
All could have been
thinks.
sold if they had a spare chassis.
True.
But, you know.
I wonder what Sargent thinks. That's what I'm truly curious about. That I'm curious has he done an interview for this? Has he?
It's going to be very heavy bargaining points to keep a seat at the end of the year, is all I'll say.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I suppose Albon's the better driver, is he? Is he the better driver?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah.
And then got 0 points. How much would Sargent have gotten? -5? Like, what do you mean?
0 points. Sargent would have been further down the road than Albon, but it's the fact of, like...
Yeah.
They're not really in the points contention at the minute. That they require some massive... Like Max... 2 cars essentially DNF'd ahead of him, and he still didn't get points.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
When all the cars are finishing races, they are never going to get points. It requires some insane luck at this point.
Yeah. Actual shoddy behavior. But speaking of shoddy behavior in motorsports, in the WEC, now I can't manage to find the clip again, so I don't know if you will have seen this, but in the WEC, what happened is someone was pitting, and I think people were stopped, and maybe everyone was stopped. Someone in a race suit, which was the closest in design to a steward, walked up to this guy's car, endurance car parked, gave a thumbs up, so then that guy started racing out of the pits, and I think he got penalized for that. And...
No, his clutch blew up.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh.
Yeah, I don't think the car would have finished the race anyway, but yeah.
Okay, sure, alright. But yeah.
That one extra start on the clutch was enough for it to not even make it halfway through the race.
No, you're right. That's what it was. It wasn't he was penalized, it was that he had to use his clutch more, and then that ended up meaning that the clutch crumbled by the end of it. Because he ended up starting his car more than he needed to do so.
One extra star was enough to kill that clutch.
The start that broke the camel's back, I guess. But, like, people were like, this is probably the most unsportsman thing that has ever happened in the whatever at Le Mans or whatever. And it was pretty terrible. To be fair, it was. I can imagine.
Sounds like it's kind of funny.
That's the issue. Is that I can imagine in that position, be like, I look like a steward. Look, I'll go point out. I'll give him a thumbs up. But after the fact, it's pretty shitty. It's pretty screwed. But it's quite funny.
I honestly don't think they would have finished the race anyway.
So
what if they needed to perform one more pit stop than they were planning to?
Yeah, I guess so.
What if they had a tyre problem or a fuel problem or some problem they had to come in and restart? The car would have made it to the end anyway.
Yeah, so I guess people definitely probably blew it out of proportion. The fact that thing was that was the one reason why his race he didn't make it in the end. Maybe it was though. It's the issue with the universe is we'll never find out. You know.
They're flying on that to do a restart. Like it's the cut. If that killed the clutch, the car wasn't going to finish the race.
Sure. Did the guy get penalized for it? The guy who did the thumbs up. Did he get any repercussions for that, or did he just get to walk away?
No.
Oh yeah, he got a pat on the back and a high five from the FIA or
he got away.
Whoever. Away. Yeah, he got away from whoever manages this. But what else has gone on in the world of motorsports? Because not a lot else, I believe.
Not much. No.
No, I mean, when's the next race?
2 weeks.
Oh, so we got ages. Okay.
Japan, I think it is.
So it's just going to be...
I don't know if I could be bothered to wake up for that one, to be honest.
It's just going to be Max Verstappen playing iRacing for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Motorsports segment of the podcast. But speaking of the next 2 weeks, we'll see you boys next week on the Stick Drift podcast. Soon to be rebranded to... I'll reveal it when I reveal it. We'll see
You'll find out at some point.
See you boys next time in a